Hi there, Amy here. Thanks for stopping by. Today I have a fun critter card to share with you. So I'm going to show you the products that I used. I'm starting off with some Strathmore Bristol Smooth paper. This is really good for this type of medium. I have my new 12 Neon Color Brush Marker Pros. These are by Karin or Karin. I have my little swatch sheet there that I made. I have this awesome 3D embossing folder called Modern Squares from All to New. And then to start, I'm just going to use 8 of the colors with my Arteza water brush pen. And I'm going to kind of do like what I did for my swatch sheet, but I'm going to actually use it to create the background on my card. So I choose 8 colors, I lay down the pigment, and then I use the Arteza water brush pen to pull it out, kind of like I did on my swatch sheet. And I actually made a card similar to this for a thank you card for my friend who gave me the gift card for my birthday, which allowed me to buy these awesome markers. So I'm kind of replicating that card because I really liked how it turned out. I thought it was pretty fun and different, so I wanted to show you how I made that in today's video. So these go down like a dream, especially on this Bristol Smooth paper. They do work great as well on watercolor. I did do another video with another set of these Karin markers that I have, and I will link that in the video description box below if you want to check that out after this. It's kind of a more detailed description on how these are similar and how they're different from other water brush pens. But I kind of go through this process of the 8 colors and then set it aside to dry. And unfortunately my lighting is absolute rubbish and it does no justice to this. These are legit proper neon, like highlighter bright neon. So if you stick around to the end, you'll see in the photos how bright it actually is. Now these products, oh, amazing. So I just got this stamp set. It's the Grumplings 2, and this is the Snark Simple Strips. These are both from Tailored Expressions, some of my favorite products, and I'm just stamping those again on that Bristol Smooth paper with a black pigment ink, and you'll see I'm actually going to heat emboss it with clear embossing powder. 2 reasons for that. It takes an exceptionally long time to dry because it is a pigment, and then also when you do this clear embossing, it kind of gives you little raised wells which make it easier to color in the images. So that's what you'll see I'm doing here. I'm just cooking that clear embossing powder around my cute little grumpy images, and then again I use these crazy bright neon colored watercolor brush pens to color these in. I do have it sped up, and I will speed it up even further just because, you know, for the sake of brevity, I don't want to bore you all day with my coloring. But you can skip ahead a little bit if you want to avoid the coloring bit. But I'm just picking some of the colors of the pack of 12. Again, this really, it looks really muted as I'm coloring it, but I promise it is bright neon orange. So at the end, when you see the pictures, you'll see how crazy bright it is. And I'm really, really pleased by that because I don't have anything neon currently in my craft room other than this. So I thought it was kind of a fun addition. I did get the 12 pack from Amazon, and I will link that in the video description below if you want to check them out. I got the basic set, which is what you would see featured in the other video I was talking about, which was just kind of basic 12 rainbow colors, and then this is 12 neon colors. So I just have the 2 smaller sets. They do have big old boxes of, you know, the full set and things like that, but I wanted to start small because I do use my Arteza Real Brush pens, and I do have like a 96 pack of those, and those work great as well. So, you know, I just had to have all the things, and I wanted to try these out because they just seem so vibrant and beautiful, and they truly are. So there's lots of options for you depending on your needs and your price point. The Arteza Real Brush pens are amazing and much more affordable, but these are kind of a fun birthday splurge for me. I got them for my birthday, so I'm definitely pleased with how they work. They're a fun addition to my crafty stash. So you'll see I'll just color a few of these on the screen, and then I'll decide which ones I want to use for the card. I kind of have a general plan in mind, but typically with my cards I kind of just wing it, and you know, decide as I go. I do have a video also in the past where I really go in depth with how I use this type of marker. I use my Arteza Real Brush pens. And I'll also link that in the video description box as well if you really want to know, you know, what my process is more in depth with coloring. And I have these fun wonky stitched rectangle dies from My Favorite Things. And I use that to cut my A2 size panel now that it's dry. And I load it up in the embossing folder just to kind of give it a really cool effect. And wowza, look at that. Isn't that amazing? I can't believe the texture and dimension. Again, wait for the pictures, guys. It's so cool how this turned out. But I'm just using some adhesive to attach that to an A2 size card base of 110 pound cardstock. And I bust out these little Snarky sentiments. I decide on one for the outside and one for the inside. And these are hilarious. And those boxes also are from Tailored Expressions. It's just such a genius product. So there's one big stamp, one big rubber stamp, and one big die. So you stamp once, die cut once, and then they added these little magical containers to the lineup. So if you're not familiar, I'll link in the video description, but Tailored Expressions is just fantastic and so innovative with their products. So these are some of my most used and most loved products in my craft room. So be sure to check them out. But here I'm just fussy cutting out this little ram or goat or whatever he is, and just kind of deciding placement on my card base here, figuring out where I want the things to go. And I do get some little foam strips. These are not the Doris ones, actually. I was using Doris, but I found these on Amazon, and it's a really big set, and they're a little bit lower profile. So if you don't want them to sit up quite as high as the Doris ones do, this might be an option for you. They're a little bit lower, so you don't have quite as much bulk. And then I just add a couple little, you know, foam pieces to the back of the critter, and then I pop all that up on the front of the card base. And then I use some of my art glitter glue just to liquid glue this sentiment on the inside of the card. And that's it on this one. That finishes this one. I did create another card off camera, and I will show you that here in a moment here, but I'm just going to lay down some bling real quick. I felt like it needed a little something extra, so these are just some iridescent sequins. Again, I'm going to use my jewel picker and some liquid glue and just kind of attach that all down. And then just stick around in a moment and I'll show you the other fun card that I was able to make. And I will list all the products in the video description box below, so if you just expand and scroll down, you'll find all that information there. But I just want to show you this amazing dimension. I am obsessed with these 3D embossing folders lately. They're just too cool. So there's this card. And then for the other card, I actually just took the card base directly and put half of it into the embossing folder. So you can see here, I just embossed right on the front of the card, added a couple more sentiments and one of those critters, and see, isn't that crazy? Look at that neon. It is like proper highlighter, but it's blendable. So cool. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed my video. If you did, please hit the thumbs up and consider subscribing, and I'll check you next time. Thank you. Bye.